Hi guys! Today we're just doing area of circles, and area of circles formula is pi r squared. So I'm sure you've seen this before in the past. So we're just going to be finding the area of the circle. Make sure you use the radius. So formula is pi r squared. So like on number 1, the radius is 5. So area is pi r squared. So you would just do pi 5 squared. So if you type in your calculator, pi 5 squared, you get 25 pi. You'll have to toggle it. So your answer would be 78.5. Now make sure that you always use the radius and not the diameter because it's pi r squared. So if you're given the diameter, what would the radius be? So if the diameter is 20, radius would be half of that, or 10. So it's pi 10 squared, and you're going to have to toggle that. When you get to number 5, it actually gives you the area. So area 153.9 equals pi r squared. So to solve for the radius, which ultimately we're going to want the diameter, but to solve for the radius, just divide by pi. So 153.9 divided by pi would give you 48.987. I'm just going to leave that in there. That is what the radius squared would be. Could we just round that up to 49? That's going to make it nice and easy. So if I just round that to 49, the radius squared would be 49. What would I do to find the radius? I would square root that. So square root, I'll just square root the answer to show you. It's still 6.999, which is 7, or the square root of 49 is 7. So if my radius is 7, what would the diameter be? Because I'm finding the diameter. The diameter would be 14 because radius is halfway across, diameter is all the way across. All right, so number 6 will be just like number 5. Now number 7 and 8, you're actually just finding the radius, so you don't have to find the diameter. So you'll set it up the exact same way, divide by pi, and take the square root. Starting with number 9, you're going to find the area of a sector. So area of a sector, I only want the area of that shaded part. I don't want the area of the whole circle, just the shaded part. So you're going to use this formula. So I've got this degree is 45 over 360 times pi r squared. My radius is 3 times pi 3 squared. So in your calculator, use that n over d button. 45 over 360 times pi, what was the radius? Pi 3 squared. Hit enter, and you will have to toggle it, and it would be 3.5. Round to the nearest tenth. So degrees over 360 times pi r squared. Again, make sure you use the radius, not the diameter. So let's see. Let's look at number 11. So I want the area of the shaded, which is the big part, but all I have is a 20 degrees. Well, what's the degrees all the way around a circle? It's 360. So 360 minus 20 would be 340. You'll do 340 over 360 times pi r squared. 340 over 360. And then pi 7 squared. So toggle it, 145.4. Okay, so area of sectors for many, many problems. Keep going. Make sure you're finding the area of the shaded part, so use the shaded degrees. Go all the way to number 30. So for 30, 31, and 32, you're actually just going to find the area of the shaded part. So we're going to have to do the area of the square minus pi r squared minus the area of the circle. So on this one, area of the square would be 2 times 2. So area of the square would be 2 times 2 minus pi r squared. If this whole diameter is 2, what would the radius be? The radius would be 1, so pi 1 squared. You can type that in your calculator and get that answer. You'll do the same thing with 31. Area would be 8 times 8, that's of your square, minus pi r squared. If the diameter is 8, what would the radius be? It would be 4. So type that in and get that answer. Now on 32, the radius is actually 14. So what would that whole side of your square be? It would be 28. So you would do 28 times 28 minus pi 14 squared. So hopefully that helps with this assignment. If you have any questions, just let me know.